All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having yourselves a fantastic kind of recovery day here after your long weekends. Hope everyone had a safe and relaxing 4th of July. You're all showing back up with all 10 of your fingers. And yeah, welcome back. Excited to see what markets has or what the markets have in store for us here today. Um, Probably base expectation, right, is that things are maybe like a little bit hungover, right, or maybe like a little bit slower. Kind of where we're opening up relative to Friday's or sorry Thursday's range, Thursday's half day range. Not exactly an anything story, right? It's like we're kind of back to just Wednesday's close. And so basically just seeing right where the narrative or like where the momentum shows up here today and what path effectively gets established till the end of the summer. We kind of start to get into a little bit more of a window of kind of like a tradable opportunity type day, or sorry, not tradable day to like a tradable month, maybe tradable 2 months. There's a little bit less in the way. Kind of historically, a little bit more of a like seasonally a market that performs very well in July and August. Was looking at some stats, probably start of the month here now. But it was effectively that for the last 15 years in a row, July has finished green for both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. So it's a tremendous amount of like potential, I guess, right, for just like kind of grindy type moves. And I think we're setting ourselves up potentially for that personality. Now, generally, there's no problem trading those. We've been trading them relatively well, or trading the type of price action relatively well, kind of in this climb here, right? We've kind of navigated those conditions reasonably. We just have to understand, or at least I know from my own perspective, that when I get those types of conditions or those types of kind of conditions are out in the market, it can be a little bit tempting to want to just go like blindly short just for the sake of it, or kind of crave like the fast action, right, which is generally a counter trend move and not something that actually ends up really paying out consistently here big term. So obviously that doesn't mean that I won't go short or anything along those lines. It just means that my bias here when things get slow is to want to go short to kind of get that entertaining fun trade in instead of trading just the grinding market. So just because things slow down or just because things it's kind of like that creeping rally doesn't mean that we have to be short. And for us to kind of pick those opportunities, just have to be really patient and deliberate for those, or see some sort of indication that this is going to be the first July in 16 years or whatever it is, that isn't going to be a green one. So expecting a little bit of interesting price action here today, and hopefully, right, we can get a little bit of enthusiasm off the board and kind of start to kick things off. And then hopefully, right, we can have ourselves some joy. So good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back. I've not tried to log into Top Step here yet, and see if I can have access to my accounts. People are saying that there's reports of it being down for maintenance, so just bear with me here. I tend to log in kind of like last thing before I do. All right, so first things first here, economic calendar. Brick Summit all day long, fun. Fed minutes, kind of a quieter week actually, pretty nice. So let's start mapping things out here. Let's figure out what we want to do this AM. Let's fire away here, right? So old ES 2 out of 3 here, or sorry, 1 out of 3. Right, green candle, decreasing volume gap up. I'm just gonna say, and we're saying it's setting up as an inside bar because we're opening up in the implied middle of Thursday's range, right? So we're also writing down basically that note just to kind of remind ourselves that today already probably setting up to be a little bit more choppy than aggressive, or a lot more work, right, for price action to break out. So let's see, right, if we can get a clean move and then can kind of go from there. The idea here of only trading after a bullish failure or after a bearish failure, I think that continues to make sense for me. If we're going to have slow markets and we're going to have kind of like a fight at the open to a certain extent, we want to see someone get knocked out before we're super aggressive. So I've actually liked that as like a little bit of a change here. I think mentally it allows me to force myself to look for two things, which I think is the right thing at the moment. So yeah, that's going to continue to be in play here this AM. Pre-market like levels for 30. I'm going to go 63.20 as my starting point to the upside. And I'll go like 63.50. To the downside here, we're looking at 62.90. I'm going to go 62.50. Okay. Yeah. Maybe you should have taken or traded Thursday, taken today off based on what the pre-market is telling us. But hopefully we get a little bit of action here this morning, and yeah, ES makes up for it. All right, NQ, similar, not so similar story, right? Yeah, Sonia, can you send me a screenshot of your chart? There's a couple reasons that might be the case. Yeah, send me a screenshot. Yeah, no worries. All right, yes, very similar, Eric, spot on. Right, so it's a 1 for 3 here. And again, we're going to be looking. And then we're just going to say after. Um, so the pre-market levels here, 23,000 would be the starting point. That's going to get hit by the indicator. So then pre-market high or yesterday's high, 23.1. I think that's a reasonable starting point. Again, maybe not as much of a bias to go for like the inside bar path here. Maybe a little bit easier for us to get that like consolidation breakout. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm saying that out loud. I'm not sure if I necessarily buy it 100%. Still feels like we probably have a little bit of work to do though, before we are going to be able to get that conviction. I would say maybe a little bit more than ES. NQ looks a little bit more like maybe a pattern breakout here, kind of like maybe bull flagging even. So if this thing could find support off of that area and push higher, I think that could also be a reasonable move here as like a 23-116 finish. I think that would absolutely still be in play. To the downside, right, we're still looking for that fake out breakout type thing. And we're looking what 22.9 is going to get taken care of by the indicator. So we're going to go 22.8 probably as my starting point here. And then I think down towards 22.5 or 22.4 would be a pretty impressive move. I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure what the appetite is going to be here today from just market participants in general. My sneaky suspicion is that maybe like markets are going to be a little bit hungover this morning, right? Or just like a little bit slower this morning. For whatever reason, that feels to me like maybe it's the most likely path. I'd almost want to approach or attack today with that base expectation. Oh, yeah, you're correct. Sorry, just a typo. So I almost want to have like the mental expectation that markets are going to be slow, define that proven otherwise, and then jump in instead of jump in, be proven that things are slow, be stressed out, and then have to like work to make my money back. So I think that's kind of like mentally how I want to approach today here more than anything. Ultimately, I think that that's probably the place to be. I mean, we're still stuck inside that Tuesday range. We're pushing 10 days now. So it needs to get over 68, needs to get under 64. So today we're pushing towards that 68. And we're what? I mean, technically, there's a 1 for 3. And yeah, that's the move lower. So let's see where this has got, but maybe crude, maybe the least tradable of our base names here. All right, Apple, green candle, decreasing volume, gap down, 1 for 3. Microsoft, 1 for 3. And again, obviously, we're kind of expecting these all to be 1 for 3s, right? Thursday was a half day. Except poor old Tesla, it's getting freaking hammered. Amazon almost increasing volume. AMD inside bar. Meta, 2 out of 3 without volume, doesn't need to change. Netflix, 1 for 3. Pretty much everything across the board is telling us maybe a little bit slower. VIX, 17.69. So kind of an interesting setup here this morning. Hey Sonia, still waiting for that screenshot. But yeah, let's see. Let's see where markets kind of shape up or how they behave this AM. Let's see where that momentum gets established. Let's probably see one side fail here first. Once we see that aggressive failure, I think it's going to be a little bit easier for us to have some joy and to like kind of take advantage of whatever move is out there. But I'm not maybe I'm not super confident I'm going to be super aggressive here. I'm going to have to wait till I get some good information. All right, so market should open here in 10 seconds. I'm going to grab my laptop, guys. We'll be back in a second. But yeah, let's get after it. All right, we're back. All right, I had no issues logging into my various accounts. Fine. How was everyone's 4th of July? Everyone have a nice long weekend. Everyone's got all their fingers, hopefully. Barely, yeah. I feel I don't know, maybe a little bit slow today. Hopefully it wasn't Logan either. If it is Patrick, you can just watch on YouTube. It's the exact same stream. The link is just in the live stream link tab. Discord just caps how many people can watch, but anyone can listen, right? So the audio won't be capped, and you can find the alternative version here on YouTube. Again, no difference to the actual stream. I think one thing that I've been enjoying here a little bit recently is I mean, this is again maybe a bit anecdotal. I do feel like some of my best trades here for the last little bit have been coming on the 5 min time frame, on just like some of those slightly larger or longer signals. It doesn't mean I'm going to ignore short-term signals or short-term time frames, but I think that's worth keeping an eye out for. If that pattern basically continues, good size opening range. Oh, Mike, that sounds terrible. Nice. It kind of sounds like a good time. I don't think Canada gets that patriotic to do a parade. Yeah, never fun to have to parent for other people, Mike. That sounds terrible. And so far, so slow here this AM. ES kind of fighting around 300, which is interesting. Hmm. Definitely looks more like a fake out on ES than NQ. I mean, NQ's candle not exactly super strong there on that shorter time frame. The 5 min looks more like that indecision we were kind of fearful of, or I should say paranoid of. I think fearful is the wrong term. Paranoid, I think, better. And if we can get a fake out lower, breakout higher, that's a reasonable combo for me. I mean, NQ may be leading that charge now more aggressively. I have an interesting open. Very indecisive on CL. Kind of the range where Trump is going to tweet that prices are too high. He did that recently. Oh, I feel slow this morning, and markets aren't aren't helping. Okay, not enough volume on crude. Doesn't look like it's holding that breakout target either. And Q less appealing all of a sudden. Well, I'm not. I don't really care about the news headlines or yeah, like I don't care about the tariffs. Like it's not going to really impact my trading, or it's not going to influence like my strategy. I'll trade where the momentum is, and if that wants to be a catalyst to create momentum, sweet, no problem. I don't care which direction, truthfully. The main thing though, right, and or the reason why I mentioned um like about wanting to fade markets is just that I know when things get slow and you kind of get those like creeping rallies where you make what constantly feels like weak new highs. I know that my bias in those situations is to say, oh, bulls are weak here. Let me go short and take advantage of that weakness. And so like that becomes kind of like a little bit of the impulse, right? Markets are moving slow, aka they aren't strong. And then you want to fade that weakness. But in these kind of like summer markets, it's very easy for markets to just grind higher and to punish basically those like over aggressive bears. And so I just want to make sure that I'm not trading to the downside because markets are slow. I'm trading to the downside because it's the most appropriate setup. and just kind of acknowledge that that is my bias so that I could basically plan on how to avoid it. That's really the idea there. So it's just like a reminder to myself that I want to be. Yeah, I might have just taken a few minutes there, Sonia. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Yeah, like it's just a reminder, right? When things are slow, I have to be much more focused on trading my system and trading my technique because boredom can be a catalyst to want to break your rules, right? So just acknowledging that that potentially is a pattern. I don't think it's going to be one that I fall for, but just saying it out loud, being prepared for it, and being specific about it, I think that's the way to get around it. Excuse me. And I can't call this like a clear enough bearish failure, and that's not clear enough volume to say reversal. Yeah, so maybe if it held above the this candle's high, maybe, but I'm not. I want to see now if I'm going to call this a reversal. I want to see a breakout above 976. Really, my base expectation here today, right, is that it's going to be an inside bar day, right? That we're setting up for consolidation inside Thursday's range. I need to see something that indicates no chop, right? Otherwise, like little breakouts here are likely, or like mid-range volume bars are likely to get stuck or stall inside the yesterday's or Thursday's range. So I just don't want to. I don't want to get stuck in that trade. I want to be in the trade where um, it's an easy move. Right now, it's not any easy moves. I think all the moves right now are slow and grindy and kind of exhausting. So we want to see that clarity get established, and then okay, we can go. Now we have a chance on NQ for sure. Especially if it's going to take this path here higher. But yeah, from my perspective, it's probably a market where we're going to be getting trades. Like I would say, like 10:15 to 10:45, more so than 9:35 to 9:45. Like it's just going to take a little bit more time for the market to establish or shake out its cobwebs, and then we can kind of get some potential. And fine by me. I got more than enough coffee I can put in my system to wait out the market to give me something interesting. Like everything kind of looks honestly hungover this morning, I think is the right term. The market looks how Joey Chestnut feels probably this morning. Yeah, so far so slow. It's so gross. He did 70 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Oh my god. It's so gross. And I love hot dogs, but oh my gosh. he used to, I don't know why I'm going down this path, but he did an interview on Pardon My Take where he was talking about like ideal hot dog temperatures, ideal hot dog eating temperatures, and I just could not stop laughing. It seemed like the most absurd concept of all time. But there's like you want it you want it to be humid so the hot dogs slide down. Which is so gross. Yeah, it feels like a legend exactly. Yeah. And maybe CL's got some juice to her. Again, I probably want to default to the 5 minute, just a little bit longer of a confirmation, right? We've already seen fakeouts, right, in both directions, very wiki price action. So maybe just like delaying that signal noise a little bit here, right, and letting them be a bit more mature. Creates a nicer environment. Let's see if ES turns 300 into support again here as well. Right, we've seen it kind of bounce off of that here early on this morning. Let's see if that continues to establish itself. I mean, 3 min seems to be the right or sorry, the 5 min seems to be the right logic anyway. 3 min doesn't want to be cooperating. Maybe unlikely that we get the volume profile anyway. So kind of giving us that by hook or by crook. Yeah, it didn't give us increasing volume. So maybe on the 5 here, 5 min, we certainly look like we're on pace for increasing volume. And 300 kind of acting like support. We bounced 2 points off of that spot. Reasonable. NQ again, kind of within one candle's range of breaking out right at 950. So like 25 points to go. But for now, CL probably still seems the most likely of an opportunity here short term. And again, that's kind of a relative statement. Still not super confident in like this is going to give me a look here, but I would say that CL here to the downside probably is the path of least resistance. Sounds good. We'll talk soon, Patrick. Enjoy, buddy. And maybe. Okay, didn't go increasing volume on the 5. Kind of surprised by that actually. And now we're looking for this base of support to lead to a breakout and some sort of I don't know, confirmation, right? That we've got some juice. But so far, all the confirmation we've had is of, uh, uh, yeah, of a hungover market. I continue to think that that's the right adjective. All these traders working from home have their kids home from school for the first time. They're probably adjusting to their new environments. Again, 300 acting like support. This might be my spot. 951. It feels like it's been longer than that. Weird. Okay, so here's our first attempt at a breakout on NQ. ES can't be far behind now either, I would imagine. Yeah, already giving us a little turtle head above. Okay, 2 minutes to go. Again, it kind of seems like markets are setting up for that, 10-15 time. Maybe a little bit earlier here today, but it's kind of a slower market. Kind of nice when things are slow after I felt like a groggy start to the morning. Kind of nice the market wants to buy us time to wake back up a little bit. CL doing anything. I mean, it's got the volume. It just needs to hold, right? An extra 10 points here. Maybe we'll get it on the 10-minute if it does want to happen on the 5, but it not wanting to do it on the 5 is maybe a little bit of a disappointment. See, maybe ES is closer now, all things considered. Got to close like a point higher. Late end of, or annoying late end of candle action there. It's good volume, but it's not the right signal. So again, we're gonna wait now, I think, till 10 a.m. Nothing looks anywhere close to good enough yet. All right. Still very, very slow here. I kind of maybe expected a little bit of a better reaction on these 10 mins too. We're getting better on ES. A minute to go. Let's see. It's got some more to do from a volume perspective. NQ lagging behind probably isn't helping. I don't think it's going to get there. Okay, so again, not really any clear consensus on a direction here yet. I would say that if we're uh probably being generous to the market here, we haven't seen either a really clear like bearish failure, and we haven't really seen a very clear like bullish failure. We've kind of just seen things just like bouncing back and forth in a slow way. Yeah, Jerry, you've missed nothing here, man. It's been a very, very slow start to the morning. I don't know about you guys. Also feels like a really long time since I've traded. I know it's not, but that like a couple days away felt very away. I'm sorry to hear that, Stephanie, but unfortunately nothing to do here. I would recommend contacting their support. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about Cash App as a Canadian. Ooh, CL's gross. Back to 300. We're in kind of a bit range here. I mean, maybe we could start to make the argument that this is our bullish failure. maybe. Let's see. NQ would have to get down under this low, right? 901, so called just 900. ES may be a little bit easier for us to get. It's just got to close under here, right? 297.25. Well, I say that with NQ, it's just a couple ticks away. All right, we're in business all of a sudden. For sure, the bias right now, though, is towards ES. For sure. Oh, important close. Closed right at it. I'm going to wait on the 5. Any excuse to slow it down, I'm going to take it. I also think that NQ's pulling back up away from that level probably makes me think that ES is going to pull back a little bit further as well. I think the fact that ES kind of gave me that failure, I could almost like see into the future a little bit. So just going to slow down, right? 5-minute time frame. If I get the signal on the 5, how you doing? If not, no big deal. And when you have slow markets, I want to be almost putting more energy talking myself out of trades versus into trades, right? It's the ones that I can't talk myself out of that ultimately will be like the clean and obvious moves. The ones that give you even just like a moment of hesitation, they're just going to chop you out and spit you out. Like this thing pulls back what looks to be almost a good enough confirmation, pulls back 3 points instantly. Even more than that, almost 4 points. So it's like, you know, we think that we're missing moves, but we're just missing trades that would have cost us money. That's a good deal. I can live with myself with that. It's obviously not that I want to just exclusively only sit on hands. I just want to trade the best moves I can, right? CL, you know, could maybe be in play here. That's a little bit more interesting. The biggest volume of the day, pretty textbook breakdown. Probably be targeting 67, right? I think would be a reasonable target here. So if we're going to go aggressive, it'd be 67.25 as a stop loss. Pretty tight. Be risking 5 cents, give or take. If we're going to go pull back, I mean, that's where it starts to get a little bit more dicey, but we should be able to do this within a reasonable target. So let's start to look at CL here. I think as I'm being very patient and slow with how I'm putting this together. I'm buying myself time to make this decision. I'm not just rushing into it because I want to feel alive, right? We know CL loves to do a nice quick little capitulation candle and then like a personality change. Okay, so I'd be looking at maybe 8 contracts here at a 67.20 or better. Okay, so starting to watch. Might be able to get to that 19, but I'd rather just wait for the 20. Okay, so let's start to watch here. Hey guys, I'm in 67.21, 67.21, 8 contracts. short, obviously. I'm not super enthusiastic about this reaction. I don't like how it's stalling. That makes me a little bit uncomfortable. So let's see. This has got to be the spot where it starts to push. Again, right? Like it was a very quick, fast moving, behaving security. Now all of a sudden, it's kind of like grinding to a halt. That's probably not a great sign. All right, I actually just got stopped out. Again, this might be setting back up. So it'd be a 67.26. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's mean. All right. So potentially try this again here. Okay. So I'm back in 67.23, stop loss 67.27. Just giving myself an extra cent here. Same sizing as before. I took the stop again. Maybe that was a little bit stupid the second time. Minus 320. I should say frustrating, not dumb. Yeah, I mean, it was the right setup for sure. I think the second trade, I should have avoided that one. First one, no problem. Second trade, probably should have not taken. Maybe we want to test the previous morning low again here. Let's see. So now we gotta go back to waiting a little bit, I think. Thing I'm trying to wrap my head around, right, is why haven't we had any like really continuation moves from here? It's just been kind of like consolidation. Now it's been maybe more rejections in those upper ranges than support. But if that's the case, right, why haven't we been able to push it down? Not even close on scale. Never green on that. Interesting. Again, kind of looking for it to break down under previous low of day. Ever take that area? Get close. This will be really close. Hmm. Yeah, it's almost like there's like a little bumper there. Could I justify this? 96.50. This would be my confirmation candle. It could be like a secondary confirmation. Okay. So stop would be 296.50. Okay, no, way too fast. And is it now just a little shake and fake? That'd be now 297.25 stop loss. It's absorbing well. Touches to 97.25. Or it's above. I mean, this could possibly also be our bearish failure. looks like our bearish failure now. Holy Jesus, y'all. All right, so I'm watching. Yeah, quite the rip. All right, so it's increasing outlier volume. Be targeting a move back up towards high a day. Basically looking for the range bound trade. We do stop loss at low of day, which would be interesting. So it'd be a 293.25 stop loss. And now it might be the aggressive technique, which would be 296.50. If I'm going to go the pullback, I'd want like 296. I'd want like under there or better. Right? Because under there is where I've seen bears fail and where I've seen bulls basically dip by so far, right? And this might give me an opportunity basically for like that overreaction entry, which would be maybe ideal, where I could use my entry timing to build up that like insurance instead of needing like immediate validation from my thesis. That might be easier. Okay, and if it's going to go aggressive, no problem. That would be a 220 or 296.25 stop loss. So I'll have that set. I'll just go 296 just straight up. Okay, so now it would be the aggressive. I mean, sound should be fine. I don't have any issues on my end. Well, it depends on what your max loss is, Ghost, right? That should be your question. Right? So I'm trying to keep my max loss to be under 500 bucks. So as is, this would be between 3 and 4 contracts. And again, we're possibly looking back for the aggressive. Let's see, where can we find support here? Yeah, it kind of feels like it's moving in slow motion. Okay, so for now, we can look at 297 as a possible stop loss, which would be as is, 62.50 a contract. Still got some work to do though here before. No, we have volume confirmation already, Patrick. We're looking for a reasonable entry, right? This is our high volume confirmation already. Okay, so looking at a 297 stop loss. Hey guys, I am in average price 6,299.25. Kind of a mouthful to say. All right, let's see if this thing can push. Better. Let's see if we can keep breaking out here, but so far so okay. Beautiful. Nice work, Mike. Let's see if this thing can keep pushing though. A little bit more would be excellent. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. Yeah, keep pushing here. Keep pushing. Good entries, team. Good entries. And a much better reaction here, right? So far, much, much better. No, guys, if I want to close my trade, I should close it as my P&L is increasing, not push my stop loss up so I get stopped out protecting my position, right? If I want to get out, I should get out that my P&L is at its apex, not on a pullback. So I've got no reason to get out of this trade here yet. Got a strong candle shape. It's holding above previous higher highs and it's on increasing volume. So nothing here is telling me that I need to get out or that I need to change my thesis. So no, if I feel like something changes, I want to prioritize getting out as my P&L is increasing, not on the pullback. Because seeing me go from up $500 to stopping out for 200 is a waste. If I was willing to stop myself out at a lower price, why wasn't I willing to accept the better price? I make way more money that way. So let's see if this thing can get through 303. That's kind of our next catalyst here. I think mentally, right, when I go to protect an entry, I'm wanting to set a stop loss because there's something about my thesis that I'm no longer confident in, right? Or I'm subconsciously telling myself that. So why not just take the price where it is and take the bigger win? It's a much better outcome. Obviously, this is going to be the time where it bites me in the ass. It has to bounce from here aggressively. That was not a very nice looking feeling pullback. Come on. So again, right here, now starting to get to a point where my thesis isn't as strong as I would like it to be. So now the emphasis, right, is on trying to get out as the PNL is increasing. Although it might stop me out here in a second, which would be a disaster. That pullback is gross. Come on. If that isn't surviving a worst case scenario, I don't know what is. Come on. Come on. This is the moment here. I just got stopped out for a $450 loss. That's kind of a frustrating one to go from up 1R, down 1R. Puts me about $1,100 down on the day. Of a frustrating trade, actually. Maybe that little fake out that could have gotten out up, but tried to give it as much time as I could. Trying to find something that looks reasonably clean. Struggling a little bit. Again, maybe ES here now to the downside, starting to become a little bit of a troublemaker. Again, you'd want to probably go aggressive and keep the sizing really tight. So 296.25 would be the stop loss. Let's see. Let's see if that wants to hold. Okay, so for sure watching for a short here. And I'm looking for a 295-ish. Right, blue line. Okay, watching closely here. Hey guys, I'm in 294.75, 294.75. Kind of got a shitty entry. 6 contracts here. 6 contracts. I just want to manage this just for a second. So just bear with me here. I will write it out in a moment. It's very bouncy. So 294.75 short. Okay, it's got to get separation here sooner. It's torturing me here today. Stop loss 296.50, the red line. So you've got it written out here, right? Stop at 296.50. And that got real close. Doesn't feel super healthy. There's a little bit of a damned if you do, damned if you don't feeling with this right now. I don't like Come on. The second time that's absolutely just flirted with disaster. Again, timing doesn't feel like it's correct here, maybe. You want to make sure that your stop loss happens once the spread crosses, not once the spread is touched. So you want it when the sell order hits your stop loss price, not your buy order. Please watch the video techniques for avoiding fake outs inside the Discord. Yeah, same feedback to you, Vinny. Please watch the video techniques for avoiding fake outs. The spread did not cross. You should not have gotten stopped out there. A sell order did not get touched. Now, it doesn't mean it can't happen or won't happen here now. Yeah, same feedback for everybody, guys. Should you be getting stopped out when the spread crosses, not when a buy order hits. Again, entry timing on this has been kind of shit. Come on, it's got to be your spot here. Come on, break down, break down, break down. Okay, there's the stop loss. Oh, that's infuriating, actually. Market that's freaking stuck. Oh, kind of a frustrating day. Is this how 22 green days in a row ends? I hope not. Don't have enough space here for an upside rip on CL. I'd have to target 68, 15 cents away. It's not worth it. Kind of telling me this. It's kind of feels like it's bear flagging, right? Need a 300. Well, I got I mean, I think probably a big part of the reason why I can scan through, I've got multiple charts up, right? So I'm looking at various different charts. I just want to scan through, something catches my eye. I just want to see what it is very quickly. Again, I'm trying to get a freaking entry here that justifies this short. 295.50. I almost have to just like scalp my way through this. Yeah, sounds good, Mike. We'll see you tomorrow, buddy. Kind of interested here for sure. There's a little part of me. 299.50 stop loss would have to be the spot. All right. High volume indecision. Could I justify this? 297.75. Nah, NQ, I need a little bit more separation here, I think. Yes, at least I'm flirting with these lows. So I have a little bit of a maybe clearer narrative for a breakdown thesis. Problem I'm having here a little bit though is I'm just struggling to get the kind of combination of like entry timing and stop loss location. I'm trying to get that to be kind of more bang on here. I feel like I've been just a little bit off on that today. $96.50 maybe could be interesting here. This would be a short. Yeah, this would be a short. Okay, so watching here closely. Yeah, I can maybe do this. Use previous low of day as my reference price. So 294.75 would be your stop loss. 294.75. Okay, watching. Oh. Whoa, you fucking dick. All right. Let's keep watching here. I'm waiting for that move all morning. Sounds good, Sonia. We'll see you later. Oh. No, why revenge trade? No. Not a revenge trade. Still looking for a short, right? Would be the pullback entry technique this time. Okay, on the 5-min, you have a bit more space here. Nice work, Nick. Let's go. Yeah, that was the move we were trying to catch all day. Getting shaken out. Nice work. You might have a chance here on NQ. You'd be targeting 800. Oh. Okay. Okay, so stop loss would be 892 NQ. Patient here for a second, right? Stop loss 892. Maybe go like 3, maybe 4 contracts even. Okay, let's see. Hey guys, I'm short 887.75, 887.75. Stop loss 892. And I have 4 contracts on this, 4 contracts. Bread still hasn't crossed. All right, see, this thing's got a flush here now. Every trade's kind of giving me the same little deja vu reaction. It's quite annoying. Okay, see if he can break. It's really got to start to push. I stopped out again, motherfucker. This is a horrendous. Set of circumstances today. Now we're looking for a possible reversal. Oh man. Okay. Now I'm bearish failure, bullish reversal. Oh fuck. Okay. I have to take this. Again, targeting high of day. Let's see where it finds support. Main thing, right? I keep getting shaken out with my entry timings. Just don't want to do that. Almost like buy the stop loss type feeling. Stop here would be 891. Hey guys, I am in. I mean, this thing freaking exploded right away. I'm in 896.25. I feel kind of scummy calling that out. I'm sorry. 896.25, 4 contract stop loss, 891. Literally, just as I was saying it, it exploded. So I'm sorry. Kind of a scumbag trade. I'm sorry, team. I definitely did not communicate that one very well. Yeah, I am in long. Yeah, I am in long. 896.25. 4 contracts, stop loss, 891. Okay, you guys are making me feel better. Okay, good. All right, yeah, sorry. Just when I was just about to call it the entry, it just exploded, and so that made me feel a little bit maybe like I didn't communicate well enough. But I appreciate the feedback. Thank you. I was trying to get a slightly better price. Okay, I got focus here. One sec. Why does it like to do this? 2 out of 3 on that candle. Such a confusing reaction. What was your entry price? Come on, keep going. Stephanie, I can't answer that question for you right now. Again, please just watch the videos in the Discord. How to enter a trade is all placed there. Me, when I'm in the middle of a position trying to manage my exposure, is the absolute worst time to ask that question. But guys, if we're not going to show up here prepared, knowing what we're doing, I'm not going to bail you out to try to get you to shape up. It's not worth my fucking energy. Come on, keep pushing here. Kind of sneaky trying to find an exit here. Yeah. Come on, push, baby. $800. We still got some work to do. Ugh. Yeah, guys, I've referenced this video here 10 times now on at this point, right? Everyone needs to go watch the video inside the trading docs. Techniques for avoiding getting faked out. I've had to reference this 10 times here today. It's the same feedback each time. Please watch that video. It keeps basing off of my level, but then not separating past what that initial candle high was. Oh, it's kind of the worst feeling. Well, guys, I have no problem answering questions, right? But if you're going to be asking me, how do I click submit on an order when I'm trying to manage my position, I am going to tell you to fuck off. Right? If your question is, hey, what's your entry price? Why are you interested in this trade? Why you want to do this? Why you want to do that? That's where I can provide value. I can't provide any value teaching you something that is a very basic skill. There's no added value or no added edge that you get from that. You can do that on your own time and you're going to make a lot more money. So yeah, I don't tolerate poor preparation. It's a waste of my energy. I have no problem answering questions, but they got to be reasonably on topic. I can't answer a question, how do I set up an order, when I've got 10 videos on that topic. I'm trying to, like, still in no man's land here. Yeah, I just can't seem to separate. I know. It made that high on that entry candle and then like nothing since. It's kind of the most frustrating movement. Like my job here, guys, right, is to show you what I'm doing, teach you how to trade, right? Teach you my strategy. But I'm not here to bail you out or to be your lottery ticket, right? The second I start getting treated in that way, it really pisses me off. It's just too much pressure. I have to prepare for everyone here who is watching in the stream, and I have to make sure that everyone is dotting their I's and crossing their T's. I'm never going to make any trades myself, right? This has to be the moment here. There's 905. Get stuck. It almost keeps coiling and coiling in a tighter range, which means that it's going to break out in one direction. Just, I don't know if it's going to be mine. Stalling. Come on, push, 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 push. You really want to get over this handle here, right? This is what we care about, that 916. Man, I hate these days where I have to fight at the end of it. The worst feeling. Yeah, now like a pullback to 905 doesn't feel super strong. And kind of looks like a possible failed baby move, maybe. Back to 905. Come on, breakout, breakout. And all I'm doing here, guys, is I'm not watching my P&L. I'm not trying to calculate it in my head. I'm just watching the price action and trying to remain as rational as I can, right? Easier said than done sometimes, but trying to really just trade the price action in front of me, not my P&L statement, not my winning streak, none of that kind of shit. Just trade the trade in front of you. Yeah, let's see if this thing can keep pushing. We've made that little breakout, so we want to see it go. Yeah, that was a pretty big stuff, though. That was a pretty aggressive rejection. That doesn't feel super strong. Kind of back to back, same shitty candles. This trade's taking up a lot of mental capital. Come on, push, push. Close above 910. That would be fantastic. 910 close. Big ask now. Yes. That's my homework for today now, Rusty. Teasing close. Thing about trades like this is they make you really want to like uh panic react to each little move. It's frustrating. Kind of a tough spot because the entry is good, but the thesis maybe isn't behaving the way that I expect. So it's like just kind of sitting out in just enough of a PNL, but not enough where you're like, okay, I need to take this and run. Kind of a weird. kind of hear it sitting, shaking my head a little bit. I have a weird spot. All I have to say, team, is I'm happy I have not pyramided in here today. Oh my gosh, would that be stressful? Hmm. Yes. Okay, push, 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 push. Never cross the spread. Don, please watch. I mean, guys, I've referenced this video 15 times here today. Please watch the video for techniques for avoid getting faked out in trades. It literally explains exactly how I set my stop loss to avoid getting fake outs in scenarios like that. It is in the trading docs. It is literally called stop loss techniques for avoid getting faked out. I don't know how many times I have to reference this video here today. And now it keeps getting stalled at like 910, 911 ish. Never forget. Again, this is like kind of where it keeps getting stuck, right around this point. How is this basing so well? Hey, come on. Get through. This is the point where it keeps getting stuck. Go. Build on that enthusiasm, you bastard. Come on, keep pushing. Keep pushing. Might make an honest trader out of me here yet today. Come on, keep pushing. Come on. Come on. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Okay, good close. Now we want to see that separation continue here, right? Again, this is why we try to trade our plan, not our emotions around the plan. There were a million times where it felt like we should have closed. No technical reason to do so. Now we're getting paid, right? So slow market, fine. Oh, fuck me, had to work today. All right. Come on. How's everyone feeling? Oh, well, I mean, I'm not super chill here today, Jamie. I'm a grumpy old man today. How much more of this do I really want to keep holding through? Excuse me. High of day. Truth be told, though, it's probably not moving enthusiastically enough for me to think that I'm going to get there in a reasonable time frame. So, like, that profit target's probably more theoretical than anything at this point. Uh, that's funny. Just for like a brief second there, my brain was telling me pyramid and yeah, honestly, Jeff, I don't care what the 3-minute time frame is telling me. Or sorry, what VWAP is telling me wasn't part of my initial analysis. I'm not going to add that in just because I want an excuse. Just confirmation bias. I'm gonna pass. Right? If it wasn't part of my original analysis when I entered the trade, why would I add it now? Right? Is the reality, right, is with other indicators and other tools that are outside of your strategy, every tool, every indicator is at one of them is telling you the correct move of the market right now, right? Not all of them. So all it does is it creates like just a tremendous amount of confirmation bias. You either find what you're looking for to the upside, right? Or you find a reason to panic and get out. So the best way to maintain that constant is to not basically fall for that trap. All right, I mean, this thing's in really good shape here, team. We are in really good shape. Hopefully a few of you are still in this with me here. Then we took the long way around to a green day here, right? Very much the long way around. Yeah, long day. I know. I feel like I need a weekend already. Yeah, John, sounds like your contracts were too large. Send me your executions. Let's take a look. Come on, keep pushing. Give me like one last good squeeze here. Ugh. Oh. And every now and then this job makes you feel clinically insane. Today's kind of one of those days. Oh. It's still just an inside bar. It's not the best looking inside breezy though. Yeah, you too, guys. Have yourselves a great day. There we go. All right, get back up above 20. Hold it. Come on, give me a strong close. Right at 920. Interesting number. Come on. Come on. Hmm. God, this thing is making me work. Oh. Come on, get over 20. Rocket ship time. Come on. Come on, give me a strong close. Give me a really strong close. Hey, we're back in business here, team. Back in business. Oh, man. It's a little in my head. I see 926 as kind of like maybe my reason to get out. Now, I don't know if that's like just because it's a round number, it's 30 points. But I've got that just like bouncing in between, like it's Pong in my head. 926 keeps just sticking out. We are so close here, team. If we can just survive through the next leg higher, this is going to be a freaking beast. Just getting to that next leg higher might be a 5-day process. Might not be a before lunchtime scenario. Okay, so there's that 926 that I had rattling around in my head. Let's see. Hey, that's awesome work. What price did you exit at? Yeah, this has been a mentally draining one here. That's for sure. Oh, excellent exit. Excellent exit. 25 points. Can't complain about that. Come on. Lie. Lie. Yeah, dude, I almost feel like I should just taken today off. This has been a very, very frustrating trading session. Come on. I want 926 to be a catalyst, not a stopping point. Excuse me. Come on, we're so close. Mm, come on, go. Not a great feeling, Candle. Come on. Now I have to figure out where that 926 came from and why that ended up being resistance. How the fuck did I pull that out of thin air? Oh, yeah, yeah. Gosh, worst feeling pullback here now. Oh, that's the worst reaction possible. Uh, man, these 10 points on NQ feels like 10 points on ES today a little bit. Fuck it. Come on. Focus. Man, I tried to give this so much time to give me the move that I want. On. Come on. Oh, that 17 to 14 dump was mean. I wanted to see it go the opposite way. This is like water drop torture. Hmm. Oh man, okay. Fuck off. Who cares? All right. Again, like 920 feels so far away, but it's 7 points on NQ. That is absolutely nothing. And yet this thing does not want to move in any consistent pattern here. Maybe if I keep negging it, it'll keep climbing higher. Again, that 926 number, freaking me out where that came from and why it literally stopped at it. I don't know where I pulled that number from. Maybe not quite 926, but close enough. Come on, push, 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 push. I hope so. I hope so. We're right on the cusp of either glory or serious pain. I don't think that the outcome of this trade is somewhere in the middle. I think it's either going to be tremendous or it's going to be like, oh, fuck me, I'm an asshole. Like, this is a good trade. Like, it's a good result here, right? This is green on the day. But feels so close to being more. I'm trying to fight through that hopium a little bit. This is like a 2K win, maybe a little bit more. So now if we could really break out, give us that next leg, we're flying, right? Like, that's 30 points. So $600 a contract times 4. So get through 30 here. Come on, baby. Here we go, team. Here we go. Come on. Come on. I have to get my blood pressure checked after this trade here today. Oh, my Jesus. Well, I'm trading my thesis, right? The whole time I'm just trading my thesis. I'm maybe a madman in my belief of it, right? Maybe that was the irrational part here today. But yeah, this trade pushed all my stresses. You know, I wouldn't call it balls of steel. I would call it stubbornness to trust my trading plan. So what you see as courage, I view as stubbornness. All I did here is want to follow my trading rules and nothing else, right? So like try not to let anything else influence that for better or for worse. And so then it's just like the consistent repetition of following your trading rules that make it easier to default into following them when you're stressed out. So yeah, when things get scary, right? Your default is to want to like get rid of that scary feeling. But when you've been trading for long enough and you've been trading the same system for long enough, when it gets scary, you just trust the plan, right? The breaking your rules of your plan is scarier than the feeling of being in the trade. And that's easier said than done. That, I mean, that's something that gets influenced by how you sleep, right? How you felt last night, how good your partner was to you, right? Like all these things influence then your ability to basically fight through that scary feeling. Yeah, monster rip here, team. Monster rip. On this trade, Jamie, right? We had like 5 points of risk, about $100 a contract. So you definitely could have gone more. You absolutely could have gone more. It was approximately $100, probably like 115-ish. Okay, so still watching here. Come on, give me a run. Oh. Who's still in this with me here, team? Anyone a psycho with me? Oh, fantastic, right? This is now going to be like a 4K trade. Ooh. $50 points net per contract. Can't complain. Jesus. Oh. So really focusing on right now here, right? Focusing on my breathing and my posture. Breathing and posture. Trying to not, get myself like too tunnel vision here on P&L, anything along those lines. Just focusing on my breathing and my posture. And just really remaining in control. Control here is the key, right? Being deliberate here is the key. I don't want to get to that like out of body experience here on this position. I want to maintain my element of control. And I'm saying that because I'm feeling these things, right? I'm saying that for my own benefit. There's a certain like I don't know what I was right with describing it. Maybe there's like a little like relief in my chest, or like a little relief of pressure, and not allowing that relief, right, to now turn into greed or to turn into euphoria or to turn into something else, is how I really have to force myself to control my expectations, right? And continue to behave consistently so that I'm executing in the same way that allowed me to get to this point to begin with, right? You got lucky, but you also got bailed out with good position sizing and, excuse me, and good risk management, Kiki. So yes, it's getting bailed out, but it's also having our like risk management rules prove to you that they also work, right? Because like if we target realistically, right, one to 3.5 risk reward, give or take, I think is the approximation, and we get those trades, then like our math is mathing exactly here today, right? We've had one big win make up for 3-4 losses. And that's exactly what our system is designed to do. Now, ideally, we don't start off right with this, but that's literally why it's there, or why we trade with those characteristics, is it gives us that margin of error. So very proud of you. That's fantastic work. Ultimately, it is these types of days that prove to you that your system is working. Because it's like, I mean, fundamentally, right? It's like a pure stress test day. Stress testing of the emotion, stress testing of your discipline, stress testing of your risk management. And you passed it with flying colors, so you should be very proud. Okay, 950. Oh, we're getting close. Now there's a part of me that wants to take 950, right? There's a big part of me here that wants to take 950. That's pushing probably 5K. $1,200 a contract, right? Give or take. But I've got no reason to sell here, so I'm just gonna try to keep fighting. Well, I think it's reasonable for us to think that we should be able to get here based on the information we have right now. The main issue is the time that it might take, right? That's the biggest variable here that we're working with. Because it's a little bit like, it wouldn't be surprising now to see this move pull back, hang around 925, and then make that breakout towards high of day for lunchtime or like at end of day. Been a choppy session, so like kind of expect chop. This is a tough one. That's 60 points. I mean, that's pretty good, team. 60 points with 4 contracts. Oh, I've had worse trades. No, still in. Still in here, Brooke. Still in. It's the whatever time frame gives me a signal, right? So first time frame that gives me the same signal as my daily plan. So for my bull case here today, right, it was after a bearish failure. This for me was my bearish failure, right? Seeing bears fail here. So once I see that on the 5 or the 3 min time frame, I'm just going to look for a confirmation on the 3 and see if I can let her ride. Let's go, Ryan. Congratulations. Well, look at the separation we have now, right, JS? Like, I've got no reason to get out of these trades. It's still giving me 2 out of 3 criteria, right? So it's got to hold higher highs. It's got to hold on increasing volume, and it's got to give me a strong candle shape. You know, I haven't had really any scenarios here on this separation up and over where I haven't had at least 2 out of 3. Well, Brian, this has been a stressful position here. Yeah, nice work, Ryan. Congratulations. I've got like really weird 80s music stuck in my head. Okay, team, I'm just gonna go pour myself another cup of coffee here. Just give me a second. All right. Sorry, I'm back. Okay. Let's see if we can get a decent pullback here. Not great looking candle. Yeah, Brian, I'll put together the recap and I'll post it in the Discord later. So I'll get you all that information. But yeah, we've been in this trade for like an hour now, give or take. Come on, we're so close. Oh. What a weird day. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? It's kind of a little bit of kind of like you ever uh deal with like a tremendous amount of adrenaline for something, and then once like the adrenaline wears off, there's kind of like that like exhaustion feeling. Kind of felt a little bit of that just there. Like it kind of like came over me like, man, I'm tired. Like this trade, yeah, it's just used up huge chunks of mental capital. I think this day in general has chewed up tons of mental capital. Probably why I think that happened. So let's see if we can get a good exit here. Would love a 60 handle exit. Ooh, baby. But again, right? I'm acknowledging my feelings, right? I'm acknowledging how I feel so that I can be aware of that as a pattern and make a little micro correction, right? That's really the objective there. So I know that, okay, I'm probably feeling a little bit tired, probably a little bit more exhausted, probably a little bit more prone to now drain even more mental capital if I make a dumb mistake or if like I chase something. So I should be putting myself in the mindset here now to probably start looking for an exit, because I'm more likely to reward my irrational trader, right, than my rational trader when I'm feeling like, yeah, when I'm feeling like that, right? If you got something that you feel like is impacting your ability to be the human that you want to be, it's it's hard to sustain that. So let's see if we can get that nice little quick pop here, and then I can get out and uh give my dog a little belly rub. One way ticket. Oh, there we go. Here we go, team. Fuck it all. Oh, big rejection off of 60. Whoa, the fuck? What the hell was that? Fuck. Okay, I got really focused here, guys. One sec. I hope you guys are all out of that position. Please tell me you guys are all out of that position. Please. Yes? Have one out? Holy fuck. What was that? No, Jamie, please don't tell me you lost money on that. Please, no. Guys, that can't happen. It can't happen, right? You were up 5 times your risk. Can't happen. Yeah, it happens fast, right? Okay, Ghost. Again, your position sizing. If you hit a max a $3,000 max loss here today, your position sizing was double or triple what it should have been. So no, not good. All right, guys. I'm just trying to figure out what the heck triggered that here today. So it's a 25% tariff on Japan, I think. So how'd you? Yeah, again, you should not never have gotten to that amount of drawdown here today, Ghost. Right? Like my max drawdown here today was like $1,300. So you're still approximately double, right? What the acceptable drawdown should have been. Jesus Christ, what a move. No, no coincidence that it happens right when we say we're feeling at our most exhausted, right? Like your brain is telling you in hindsight, right, that it's time to get out. Now, my exit price is terrible, right? I gave up 30 points. Christ, what a move. So again, guys, right? We need to be thinking about our position sizing very, very responsibly. There was no reason to be in that type of drawdown here today. That is far too much, exceeds what it should have been. Oh, man, I'm tired, team. I'm really tired. Yeah, what ended up being probably a 4K day ended up being a 1K day on a fucking Trump tweet. The cherry on top of it all today. I'm fucking tired. Oh my God. Well, like the dump didn't hurt me, Doug. Like I still finished the day green, but I got punished for not being decisive enough with my close. Man, Monday, and I feel like it's already Friday. Oh. Any questions here, team? I'm not gonna do anything else. I'm fucking tired. Mental day. Hey, welcome back, Alfred. Oh, I'm really tired, man. Holy smokes. All right, guys. Final call for questions here. Final call for questions. Well, this effectively was the signal candle to exit, Dawn, right? So, yeah, the goal here, once this candle print, close as your P&L is increasing. I was trying to get out on a breakout above that high. It's just then made that quick move higher and then flush lower, and I couldn't get the exact exit price I wanted. So, no, I did try to exit based on that candle signal, like you mentioned. Just mechanics wise, price moved too quickly for that to execute. Anything else? Yeah, today doesn't feel like a green trading day, to be honest with you. Today feels like I need a nap and like uh incense candles to like de-stress. Today doesn't feel like a green day. Today feels like I had to work for a living. Oh, needless to say, I'm burnt out today now. Fucking wild move. Oh, Well, no, I was just trying to click exit on my position on this quick little move higher. Missed it. Tried to see if it would bounce back, and then market closed. Just watch back the fucking trade. All right, guys, I'm done. Have yourselves a great day. And I'm going to try to... I did a pretty long ride yesterday, so I'm pretty tired from that. Honestly, I'm going to go do a sauna session, get some of my toxins out, and then, yeah, go do some exercise and jump on some one-on-ones. So have yourselves a great day, team. Talk to you guys all later, and we'll catch up then.